Hey, how's it going? I'm Ben, and I just want to welcome you to episode 1 of my new series called Building My 12-Valve Dream Truck. So just going to give you guys a brief runaround, show you a couple things about the truck, what I'm planning on doing with it, and just the general state of things as I start getting ready to get organized and get this thing stripped apart, and I'm going to go on from there. So the reason that I've decided to go ahead and pull this thing apart is because I've done a lot of work to it in the last year and a half since I've owned it, but it's got a long way to go. It's got a lot of parts bolted onto it and stuff, but I would really like it to be a nice clean truck. So I will be bringing this right down to a bare frame. I think I'm going to go with chassis saver. I was originally thinking POR 15, but chassis saver seems to get a lot of really good reviews, so I'll probably be doing the frame and the underside of the cab and the box as well. I put this Raptor liner on here. This is a bed liner product that I'm sure many of you are familiar with. You might wonder, why would I put bed liner everywhere but in the bed? Well, that was one of the first things I did to this truck, and I had expected that I would kind of go in there and deal with some of these dents, but the reality is this thing's a bush truck. I'm going to be putting my quad and a camper and whatever else. I really don't care about that kind of stuff. All right, well, I'm gonna get busy cleaning this thing up and getting all the junk out of it, and then we can start getting ready to actually start tearing things apart. I'm gonna really try and stay organized on this. As I've mentioned in another video, I'm most likely moving in about 6 to 8 months. So 7, 8 months, something like that. So I really need to get on this thing and get her going. Being that I've done a lot of work to this already, I hope that I can get it done in that time frame, but it's going to be a big challenge. Really a lot of stuff to do, and I really got to get after it, so here we go. Okay, well, I've been at it for a couple hours now. Got the toolbox out of the bed. I still got this rubber mat here, so I'm going to have to pull that out of there, and there's some crud back there and all that, but the box is now unbolted from the truck. I've got the filler neck unhooked and moved out of the way, and I got the rear brake lights removed. I'm just going to start rigging up with this engine hoist, or actually I should probably use my gantry crane and just lift the box up from there, and then I guess I could drive the truck out from under it, and away we go. Bumper's been removed. All the wiring out of the taillights and stuff is now dangling. As you can see, you know, when I talk about electrical gremlins on this truck, I mean, it is ugly. The electrical system is disgusting. One of the reverse lights has never worked, and there's just, everywhere you look, there's weird stuff. So I'm hoping to just strip all this crud out of here and just kind of redo her. Well, I got the box off. I will say, aside from one hiccup, that was a so much simpler process than I was expecting. You know, there's a lot of other stuff that needs to be removed to expose the frame rails and really get in there and work on it, but you know, I'm surprised. That was pretty simple. Hour or two of horsing around and she's off. Well, I'm having a little look around here, and I have to say I am pretty impressed with how good a shape everything is in. This on the entire truck, let's try and make it so you can see it, is the worst condition rust there is. I had known that it was a little bit tattered down there, but it had actually come right detached, right around here, the whole bottom side of this. Sorry, this is just the worst lighting to try and show. You know, aside from that, which I can definitely you know, weld all that up and make it stronger than new, but I mean, man, these frame rails are still pretty darn solid. You know, they're at the time where they need to be done. You know, all the undercoating is definitely kind of given up, but man, there's still a frame under this truck. Wow, it is becoming abundantly clear to me just how much precious real estate this box is going to take up. I'm not really sure what other options I have. I don't think the ceiling's tall enough to just stand it up, but man, if I could get this thing stored somewhere else, or find a way to tuck it in a corner or something, this would really make a huge difference. I've got this thing tucked against the edge for now. I might try tipping it up, but it doesn't look terrible. I mean, obviously the rubber mats are going and I'll put the engine in the stand somewhere else, but if I bring it nose in, you know, that gives me a bit more room on the back for the dually. You know, I'll probably pull the outer dual off anyways, but you know, this could work. Okay, well, I got the truck in here. Let's just do a little look around and assess what kind of space I've got. So over here, I got the box sitting up against the wall, and there is definitely room to set the cab on top of that. I'll probably need to put some blocking underneath it just to take off some of the pressure off the actual sheet metal on the sides. But I've got the quad here, got this motor, and a bunch of junk. I got to do a garbage run. But basically, if it came down to it, all the stuff along this side could be moved elsewhere. You know, I'm hoping to get this done with it here. The room is actually not that bad. I mean, over here, you know, there's plenty of room to access stuff. You got to remember I could pull that outer dual off pretty easy. Let's have a look around the front. So I drove it in here and then just put it in neutral and rolled it back by hand just to get it kind of up against the door a bit there. Definitely room for it to go up still, but I can maneuver this thing around even with the engine and the cab on. I've actually got, I think there's enough room here. You know, it's tight, she's full, but you know, I think this can happen. You got to remember too, I've got this whole room over here that I can store stuff, you know, fenders and whatever else. I could probably knock this wall down. This is definitely not structural, it's just a real simple dividing wall. And if I needed to, you know, I could do that. I could, you know, have direct access where I could maybe put the cab, or if I needed to, put the box in here. But you know, she's tight, but I think I can do this. You know, gonna have to be a lot of careful maneuvering, and you're gonna have to cover stuff up so dust and crap doesn't get on it. But you know what? I think we can make this happen. Now let's have a look at this side. I haven't even seen this yet, and I gotta tell you, I'm a bit nervous. You know what? That's actually not terrible. You know, this stuff can obviously move, this heater and the jack, and that's just a bunch of old oil jugs I gotta bring back to recycling. But again, you know, pull that outer dual off, and you know, also, of course, I can just put a jack under each end and sort of shuffle the truck one way or the other if I needed to. But you know what? I think this could work. This, it's going to be tight for sure, but I think I got just enough room to get it done.